I'm so sick of whoever is pretending to have that trademark on Facebook and they keep like dinging my page. You know, my old roommate's sister is the one that sang that song and she made that song. So like, stop playing with me. But besides that, welcome to the Melanated Way. I'm Linda. That's Abby. And we are doing all things Match Me Abroad season 2. We are on episode 10. You guys, when sparks fly. And I can't get enough of Match Me Abroad. Like I can't. And I kind of hate that we've caught up because I usually like to just continue to watch and now I have to wait. Like
right. Like a regular viewer.
A regular average Betty. I'm not impressed with that. But it's really, really good. So let's get into it. We're going to start with Victoria, remembering 39. Her matchmaker is Katerina. And hi, Ray Della. Hey, girl. Hey. And this is one of the last times she's going to be meeting with her matchmaker because Katerina says, you know, it looks like you're in love. Hey, Joslo. And that kind of freaks out Victoria. We also remember now that we got to meet her a little bit, her personality, but there are a lot of layers to Victoria. And so she's like, you know, it's a little early to say that I'm in love with him. But Katerina's like, well, it seems like you found your match though, right, with Darren. Now, here's the thing, you guys. One of the things that I've been thinking about overall, Abby, is that they haven't gone on a lot of dates, and a lot of them are like locking it down. So they've only had 2 dates in real life. They've been talking every single day, but only 2 dates in real lives. And don't forget that second date, they got matching, and I'd use that loosely, tattoos, which, you know, I know you talked about a lot last episode that we covered, Abby, but you know, Victoria tells Katerina, you know, we got matching tattoos and it's the before and after tatas and the after is me and the before is him and it's comedian stuff. And Katerina is like, I'm not a fan of matching tattoos, which I've said to you guys. I said it's the kiss of death for a relationship. And Katerina's like maybe I'm old school, but I'm not a fan of it. And, you know, even her listening to Victoria explain the tattoo and show the big tattoo on her thigh, you got in the middle of her thigh. And then meanwhile, Darren's is like in the midst of a bunch of other tattoos on the back of his calf. Like he could say that's anything, right? So it's not necessarily like matching tattoos. It really is like, are you going to regret this later? That's Katerina's concern. Thoughts, Abby?
Same. I love that Katerina pointed out, well, he's a comedian. He could say that his means anything. It doesn't have to be anything to do with you. But we're rolling with the punches, right, Katerina? Yes, we are.
I mean, I guess so. Now, to just catapult off of what Abby said, the other thing is Katerina is like, you know, have you guys kissed yet? And no, they haven't. So they've gone on 2 dates. You got to matching tattoos, but you guys haven't kissed. You guys haven't held hands. And then we find out that she doesn't like public displays of attention. What is this?
Oh, what'd you get a notification?
Yeah, Facebook is having trouble streaming. Well, we'll just have to deal with it later.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of something right now. Hello.
Public displays of affection.
She doesn't like public displays of affection, doesn't like to hold hands. She says that they're both not touchy-feely. And I was like, see, that's something that we didn't know about you.
We did not know that. And does she truly know that about Darren? Is that a conversation, or has she just assumed it because he has not tried to touch her?
That's the thing. You already know the answer to that. She's assuming because that's what she is projecting onto him, right? So Katerina's like, well, can you imagine making love with him? Like, does that sound something that is pleasurable to you? And she paused.
The way that her body responded, I was like, oh no, have we reached another issue that she has that we didn't know about?
Yeah, because she paused for a long time.
There was no like smile or mischievousness, mischievousity. Is that a word? Miss whatever. You know what I want to say. There was no like excitement, like happy.
I was shocked. Listen, y'all, if you're really like into someone and you're like dating them, you know, that's the part that you want to build up to, right? You don't want to jump into it. I mean, whatever. I don't even care. Do what you want to do. But that's something that you think should be pleasurable, in my opinion. But I could be wrong.
I mean, unless you're asexual, which I mean, you should tell somebody that when you're dating. But yeah, that I thought that her response to that question was a bit weird.
Not a bit, a lot weird.
Weird. And I was like, is this one of those times where production is showing us a different response from a different question?
No, that wasn't no, that's not what
Okay.
happened here. She literally paused and then she's like, "Oh, you know, it depends on how it goes." I was like, "Oh, we hit a nerve. There's some trigger there, and there's some layer that we have not even scratched on the surface with Victoria." And
Mm-hmm.
Victoria, because she's a people pleaser and she's like, "Oh, we're not getting to the true stuff until the questions are asked." And I was
Mm-hmm.
shocked.
I'm shocked too.
So Katerina is like, you know what? It's really important to experience the power of intimacy and the power of energy levels. And that only comes with some form of intimacy. And what I really agreed with Katerina about is that, especially in long distance relationships, if you do not have some type of intimate, and I'm not saying you have to have sex with the person, but an intimacy connection, that relationship is not going to survive distance. It's not.
Yeah.
So Katerina asked her, you know, are you ready to come back and spend more time with him, get to know him more on a deeper level? And she answers a very generic answer and says, well, you know, my job allows me to live anywhere. Okay, but Katerina,
That wasn't the
Katerina,
question.
if we just get to Victoria's issues, like, I don't know how this can be your last time talking to her because we just now uncovered a bunch of new issues. So she's going to definitely need to be on season 3 with Darren,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or they're just not going to last.
Right. And did we only see her go out on the date with the hot sauce eyeball guy and Darren? She only had these two different matches.
Yeah, two different men.
Maybe
3
she also needs to have a third match on next season.
something, because
Just something to compare and contrast.
listen, Victoria, I want you to have all the happiness and love in your life, but we also need to know the real you. And in order for you to have a proper match, you're going to have to open up to that possibility.
Right.
Roswell says, yeah, she's holding back from childhood trauma, maybe has walls up. She 100% still has walls up. I think she just needs a little bit more coaxing and therapy to get through whatever her issues are. Moving on to Monica. You know, you guys, I'll tell you something. Monica was my favorite from the first episode. I was like, Monica's got her life together. She like really sacrificed for her child, single mom, went to school, you know, success, all this stuff. Monica's the second most problematic on the show, in my opinion. Like, I am so disappointed on how messy this girl is, and it's shocking to me.
Oh, this episode, she really took it up a notch. She really took it up a notch because the Titanic comparison, ma'am, Cal was a whole abuser. What was that comparison?
And also, how about Monica, like, I don't know if you watch or listen or hear about our podcast, but you should have taken Abby and my advice and just went ahead and got that massage, went ahead and like pounded all that stuff out so that you wouldn't be making these terrible decisions. I'm just disappointed because there's so much potential there, but you keep making the wrong choices. And then you also keep like making everything extra serious when it's not that serious. You've been on like 2 dates with both guys, but we find out in this episode that she's been doing a little bit extra with Bernardo.
Yeah.
And not a
And
little
they're
bit.
not even good dates.
No, because Listen, Monica, listen. Louisa told you exactly who Bernardo was. She told you exactly why she didn't want you to hook up with him because he's an F boy, and you went there anyways. You fell for the trap, and now here we are. So the opening scene is Bernardo talking about Monica, how he loves that she's spontaneous and warm and just like him. And he ends up meeting with her at the bar, and they're making caparinas, which, by the way, is one of my favorite drinks, Brazilian drinks. Oh, so good. Yum. That's my note. Yum. And she's been spending in the last week a lot of times with Bernardo. And she literally says Louisa would be mad at me if she knew, which the underlying statement there is that she slept with him. Right. And
that's what I felt like it meant.
No, that's 100% what happened. I know it. You know it. That's exactly what happened. Says that he's the best kisser ever that she's ever kissed. And she's drawn to him. Now, here's the thing. She's like, the past few days have been a little bit difficult. Things haven't been the best between them. And it's because she's always reaching out to him. Yeah, because he's an F boy. He's not thinking about you. But he's like, oh, here's this American. She's in Brazil. She wants to get a little jiggy with it. I knew I had a little bit of competition, but if I can give her a few breadcrumbs and reel her in, and that's all I need to do, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's what happened. She fell for it. And I don't know what it is with us women, but like that chase, right? You can have one guy that's totally into you and like, oh, he's smothering me. Then you can have the other guy that is playing games with you, doesn't text, doesn't call, whatever, but will like occasionally reach out to you or send you a stupid meme. And then you're like, oh my goodness, there he is. That's what's happening between Bernardo and Bruno. And she's going for the Bruno one who's making 0.00 effort to be with her. But guess what? Just enough so that he can get her into bed. And guess what? It worked. And now he's like, cool. You're here for one more week? Yeah, I can pay attention to you if I can.
Right.
So Monica feels she's in a difficult situation because she has feelings for both guys. And
Monica, you are not in a difficult situation. This situation is a making of your own mind. This is not objectively reasonable. You could not establish in front of a judge that you were in a difficult situation. What's up, Chantel?
Hey, Chantel.
So I need you to get out of here. Okay, get out of here. Come down to reality where we are and understand that neither Bernardo nor Bruno has taken you out on a real date.
So I'm going to be like more brutal, Monica, because I'm kind of sick. I'm over it. I'm over the nonsense. So you're not in a difficult situation. You place yourself in a situation where you love bombed yourself and you think these two men are the men of your dreams, but one is worse than the other. And there's no real effort been made on anyone's part. You've gone on a couple of dates and you slept with one guy and now you've caught feelings, but you already know that you're an overfeeling, oversharing, over emotionally wildly assuming individual. And I just need you to know that first of all, you guys, you know what I always say? What do I always say? I say, when you're on vacay, when you're on holiday bae and holiday you are not the same person. So all the stuff you haven't dated in 1,000 years, and now you're getting all this attention, and all of a sudden you're in love, and you would probably be in a throuple with both of them if you could be. Not realistic. Okay? Bernardo, we see it. He's just trying to get a little jiggy, and he got a little jiggy, and that's why you're crying. Bernardo, you know what? He seems like a nice guy, but also that second date was lackluster. He's like, come over to my house because guess what? I want to hit it and quit it too. Like, Monica, what are we doing here? So Bernardo is like chilling. He's like, he feels like Monica chose him, and he's like, let's see what happens. And she realizes it, and it's like, you know, he could be BSing, but she's going to take the risk. And guess what? You took the risk and you lost. Chantel says, I don't even watch the show, but I love watching you two talk about it. Aw,
Thank you.
So Monica has a conversation with Bernardo and says, hey, you know what? I need you to make a better effort. You know, I feel like I'm always reaching out to you. You're never reaching out to me. I have one more week here. I need you to show me that you're actually interested in me, because I have another guy who, you know, would drop everything to be with me, and I'm choosing you. Do you know that that didn't motivate him? Because he's like, yeah, of course, I'll make you a priority. And you guys, he couldn't even make her a priority for 1 week. Not even 1 week, 1 day. They have plans to go to dinner the following day at 5 p.m. And 5 p.m. comes and goes. This is not only insult to injury, it's pouring salt in the wound. And I know I got all of those sayings correct.
No, you said them all right.
I know.
You did.
Yay me. That being said, he sends her a video. He's at the club with his boys footballing, and he says he'll see her later. Let me tell you something, you guys. That could never be me. It could never be me. And I'm going to share some inside stuff because I know you guys like it when I open up a little bit. And so I'll share something in a moment. But what I'll say here is that if we had dinner at 5 o'clock, first of all, I'm not calling you at 6:30 like, where are you? I'm not accepting that you're sending me some BS like I had to come to play some games with my friends, but I'll see you later like it's a booty call. That's not happening. Abby, what are your thoughts before I share my little side story?
I think at 6:30, you're clearly dead. I mean, what else would keep you from updating me on what's going on? At that point, I'm calling hospitals.
Oh, that's even kind of you. I'm not calling hospitals. I'm just not, we're done.
I think if I have enough information.
No, we're done.
Otherwise, I'm just waiting for, the announcement that you have passed away.
I'm not calling hospitals. I'm not calling you. I'm not messaging you. You're done.
And if I'm already dressed to go out, then I'm taking myself out to dinner. Maybe if I have a friend who's around at the same time. I'm definitely not sitting around waiting to find out what happened to you.
From 5 to 6.
I'm in Brazil. I may not ever be here again. I'm going to go do something.
Listen, it's 6:30. He blew her off for a football match, but wants to meet up later like she's some random. No.
But you know what? We find out? We find out that he knew that he could do this because what does she say? What does she say? I know it's wrong that he stood me up, but there's a part of me who still wants to see him. So he knew that he could get away with this.
But he already knew because he's been putting in 0.0 effort this whole time and still was able to bed her. So listen, you guys, they know exactly what they're doing. And if you don't put your boundaries and your borders up and this is what you accept and this is what you're not going to accept, then they're going to continue to go on the same path. So there's this person that, and if Ridella's still, let me make sure Ridella's still in the comments so she doesn't rat me out. There's this person that I met in the beginning of the year, and he travels a lot. I'll say that. He travels a lot and has a lot going on. And okay, that's great. And we've been communicating since the beginning of the year. And one of the things that I told him that I do not like, and so I've told him 2 times, and so he's on a timeout now. So he'll message me something and then I will respond, and then he'll message me something else without responding to what I said, and I can't stand that. I can't stand it. I don't care if we're in constant communication. I need you to respond to whatever my last thing was in order to move the conversation forward. And I've said this. I said, I can't stand when you don't respond to what I've said. It makes me feel like you're not paying attention to what I'm saying, because everything I'm saying is important, especially in the getting to know you process. It's very important. And his first response to that was really funny to me. Like, he's like, oh my God, I like your like. Anyways, it was funny. And I was like, oh, I think I've met my match. Okay. Then maybe like a few months goes by and he did it a second time. And now he's on a timeout. I said, you know what? I think I said, you irritate me. No, he sent me something. And because I stand by what I said, I responded to what he sent. So first of all, blah, 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 right? To what he said. But second of all, you really like irritate me. And I think you need a timeout. And so he's on timeout and he's been messaging and I haven't been responding because he literally is on a timeout. Boundaries. And Monica has 0 of them. So he being Bernardo, wants to meet up later. She realizes it really is for a booty call. And she says, you know, in a message, I don't think we're on the same page. You committed to 5 o'clock, but you're choosing to be at the club instead of being with me. First of all, it's way too much for me. Like, yeah, he already told you what his priorities are. And you already knew that you were not one of them, but you chose to lower your standards. And she literally goes on to say that, you know, there's some type of toxic trauma in her still, but she thinks she's going to see him later. But then she's like, no, I'm not going to see him later. But girl, you know, she's going to see him later.
She's like, I want to see him later to give him a piece of my mind and make sure he understands it doesn't matter. Listen, ladies, it doesn't matter. Cut your losses, walk away. You're not going to change him into somebody, especially at their age. You're not going to change him into responding the way that you want him to. Just walk away. When she got that message, the video message, no need for a response.
That's
no
it.
Need for a response. Just move along. Just move along.
100% done. And then the chef's kiss is when she did the Titanic comparison, and Leonardo DiCaprio was Bernardo and that Cal guy was Bruno. I was like, oh,
girl, you need to watch the movie again, because I don't think that you understood who Cal was. That was a terrible terrible comparison. She acted like they were both viable options for the main character. They weren't.
And that's why I said.
And even though she's trying to present Bernardo as the romantic Leo guy, he had nothing. Leonardo DiCaprio was on that ship with nothing, and he still arranged a better date for Rose.
Like I said, second problematic cast member, Monica. And I had such high hopes for you. But, you know, Monica, maybe you'll redeem yourself. Maybe you won't. But this isn't it. That's all I know. This is not it. Moving on to Amber and Kevon. Amber's the breakout star as far as I'm concerned in this whole season, you know, giving Victoria a close second because she keeps me engaged, as well as, you know, Harold is Harold. So we'll love Harold forever. But Amber is going to be on her weekend getaway with Kevon. And one of the things I love about Amber is not only is she great TV, but she's also just great with people. And if you can continue to watch her and see how she is with people, that really is how you should treat people in real life, to be honest. And I feel like, you know, I know I'm very similar in a lot of aspects. I think it's important to acknowledge people that are serving you, people that are helping you, people that are in service industry, all of that stuff. I think knowing names and all of that is stuff that my mom taught me at a very young age. And it actually really helps you in the long run. Plus, it just makes you a good person. That being said, she meets with Kevon, and one of the things that I love about her is, like, you know, she's so good with her driver, Paul. Every time she sees Paul, she's like, hi, Paul, how are you? Thank you so much, Paul, all the things. And, you know, if I didn't see it correctly with my own eyes. Plus, I have really great intuition. Paul loves her, right?
Oh,
And
I think Paul loves her because his face when Kevon was talking, he was not impressed.
that, and like, he lights up when he sees her, and then literally said, "Oh, you look beautiful," and then like pulled back because Kevon looked at him like, "What?" All of it. They're in the van off to their romantic rendezvous. She asked Kevon, what have you been doing since Thursday? I haven't seen or talked to you in like 3 days. He's like, yeah, I was at the gym. Then I went with my friends. And then I hung out with my friend who's having a baby. And Amber's annoyed by this because she's annoyed that he has had a lack of communication with her. And she wants to confront him. Oh, Jocelyn says that's the Canadian in us. It really is. It really is the Canadian in us. It really is. Like, that's how we were raised. Just be kind. So instead of confronting Kevon and all the things that she feels he's lacking in, like lack of communication, lack of making me a priority, I'm here for a short period of time, but meanwhile, you're telling me about the gym and hanging out with your friends. She's like, I'm going to just ease into it versus being super direct and see if that works with him and see if he opens up to me in that way. So he's like, what have you been up to? And she tells him about the Cork date and about Glenn. And Kevon's face just dropped. And I was like, he's already an introvert, right? And now he's hearing that you went on this great date and you met his family on the first date. But what you saw, like a flicker, you guys, you saw the flicker of like, oh my, what? On his face. And then he pulled it back in. He's like, oh, you know what? That's no problem. I knew that you were dating other people and that's what you're here for, to date other people. And that's why I think it's important to give you your space. And Amber looking at him, and this is, again, like I said last week, one of the things I love about this show is that you start to see where you see things one way, the other person sees things the other way, and you guys can have a total connection, and it could be forever after. But if you miss it, you miss it. And they're both missing it. They both really enjoy each other. They both want to be together. They both have connected. But he's thinking, okay, I'm going to give her space and let her like figure out that she likes me. But she wants him not to give space, apply pressure and show me that you're interested because I'm here for a short amount of time. Spend the time with me. Show me the effort. Show me that you want to be with me, especially if we're going to be long distance. Abby, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know that you did not agree with me last week.
Yeah, I think that there is a way to give someone space. You're dating multiple people, and to also let them know that you're there. So what I would do is the same thing that I do with my work cases. Always keep a date on the calendar that you return to that case, that you return to that person, right? So we went on a date on Monday. I'm going to give you some space, but do you have Thursday free for lunch? And that way, Tuesday and Wednesday, I can check in with you. Look at this place. Would you like to try this one for lunch? Could we do this before or after? Keep yourself on their mind. Don't lose track of your clients. Don't lose track of your potential dates. Okay? Just saying, I'm going to give you space and backing off is not what I want a man to do in my own version of a patriarchal society, right? I don't want to be the one reaching out to you, ever. So you keep yourself in the running. Don't let the other horses get in front of you.
I mean,
am I wrong?
I agree with Abby. Listen, I'm not reaching out to you. If you like me, pursue me. And
exactly.
I will do my part. I will respond. I will send like a thinking about you occasional message. But what I'm not texting you every day. You're not getting a good morning, how are you? Or WYD. Like you're getting nothing like that from me. If you like me, pursue me and show me that you like me. And especially if there's a limited time frame, then step it up, put the pressure on. And like Amber said, show me that you're interested,
right?
And hold my attention, because guess what? The bare minimum there are 100 other guys doing the bare minimum. I'm not kidding you. Like,
Yeah. Whatever is special about Ireland to you, like, hey, I want you to try these chocolates that I love, or here's some flowers that only grow here. Have them delivered to her hotel.
do
You
something.
guys got to be more creative. Like everything doesn't have to be expensive either. Like, oh, have you listened to any Irish music? Here's one of my favorite songs. Here's a playlist that I made for you.
I'm
You
listening.
can do
I'm
things.
listening. I'm going to show you guys something. Keep
Okay. So there's little things that you can do. Like here, I'm in DC. There are free concerts and performances every single weekend. The Kennedy Center has stuff. You might be wanting to avoid the Kennedy Center right this moment, but you could be creative about making yourself stay on somebody's mind and also giving them time to have their other dates. This isn't just dating in this particular situation because it's a TV show, but it's any kind of dating. You want to keep something on the horizon where you're going to connect back with that person. Let's see what Linda's showing us.
It's show and tell. So I think I might have, I'm not sure because I don't really tell you guys too much, but I told you guys I had this amazing date and the whole thing, car service, the whole thing. Did I tell you guys about that?
You told me about it. I don't know if we were on the show.
Oh, Lord.
You talked about it, but you told me.
I just told the whole world. Anyways, so one of the things, like Abby was saying, and the only reason I'm bringing this up because it was crazy. So that person did amazing first date, all the things, and no, not the following day, the day after. You know, I'm waking up, I'm getting ready to get my day ready, blah, blah, blah. And one of the things I thought was interesting is that, you know, he knew like the general area to pick me up with the car service, but he didn't know like what apartment I lived in. And then I woke up and at my door were these truffles.
Nice.
And like, I don't know if you guys have heard of these truffles, these French truffles, and all it said was for Linda. That's it. No card, no anything, whatever. And I thought, you know, because it's very community where I live, so I thought it was one of my neighbors, and one of my older neighbors, and I love her because she like talks crazy to me, which I love. I need it. She's like a pseudo mom. I was like, oh, you know, Cheryl, did you? Because she's giving me Trader Joe truffles before, like in a Ziploc. I was like, oh, did you leave me some truffles? And she's like, no. I was like, oh, she's like, why? I was like, oh, I got this like big box of truffles. She's like, oh, what kind of truffles? And I told her, and she like looks it up, and she's like, no, that's like $100. I'm not spending $100 on truffles for you, Linda. I love you, but not that much. Long story short, there's always a way to stay connected and there's always a way to stay interested. And it's not necessarily like a monetary thing. It doesn't have to be a materialistic thing. If you're interested, then act like you're interested and stay connected. That being said, Amber is confused about the space. She's like, don't give me space. I want you to apply pressure. And she wants Kevon to step it up, be direct, and tell her exactly what he wants, right? She doesn't have a lot of time. She's interested. But at the same time here, Amber. Now, I'm about keeping your options open until someone commits to you. I'm all about that. Have a whole roster. Like everyone says, and you see everywhere online, date them all until someone commits to you and you commit to someone. Date them all. So I don't think what they're saying, though, Amber, is date them all while you're in the midst of a date. She texts Glenn while she's on her romantic retreat with Kevon. And, you know, this weekend getaway, we're supposed to like be together. And Glenn's like, oh, you're thinking about me whilst, and I'm going to get back to that, y'all. Because you know me, journalist, grammar, like, what, America? Okay, you're thinking of me while staying overnight with the other guy. And he's like, you know, I don't know what to say, but I kind of like it. right? He's like, no matter what happens, may the best man win. Now, in the midst of all of that, so Amber's out here texting another guy while she's on a romantic weekend with a different guy. But the part that took me out of that moment is that she's like, this word, she's looking at this word, what? W-I-L-S-T? Whilst? Maybe that's an Irish thing. No, that's an English thing. English language thing. Whilst, while you are with. Why? She's like, we don't use this word in Texas. Go ahead, Abby, because I'm about to go off and I don't want to act crazy for our American audience. But
no,
y'all
I don't use this word. I don't use that word in regular conversation either. The only reason I know it is because I was forced to read Chaucer and Canterbury Tales in high school. But like in regular conversation, I would not use that word unless I was being silly. Like every once in a while, me and my sisters, we answer the phone by saying, "Hello, governor." You know, like if I was in one of those silly moods or something, I would say it, but that's not a regular vocabulary word that I would use.
Help me. Joslo, where's Joslo? Joslo, please step to the plate, because that's a word that I...
Is that a word that you use like on a weekly, daily basis?
Yes.
I don't even think I've ever used that word in writing, like a formal paper. Have I? I did use hurly-burly once. That's a fun one.
Out and about. I mean, I don't understand. Okay, so maybe I'm the only one that's shocked. Where is Joslo?
Well, she said it's from Shakespeare.
I see. I know where it's from. We use that word in Canada.
Really?
Whilst you're out, can you go ahead and grab me some bananas?
And when you use it that way, it's not like formal.
No.
It's just everyday language.
Talking.
That's interesting.
Oh Lord. See. Okay.
Well, I don't represent obviously like all of the US. I grew up in the South, so
I don't even think you represent the South, because you know what, you guys? I don't know if you've been following the barbecue. But Abby is getting toasted and roasted.
Oh, Joslo. See, yeah, they put ads on us, so she got behind. Whilst, WHILST. Is this a word that you use in regular conversation?
Yes, it is.
I'm just rephrasing it for Joslo.
Okay. Go ahead, Joslo. Go ahead, Joslo. Don't let the Canadians down. Don't make me sound crazy.
It'll catch up in a second.
Oh, is that? I was like, where is she? Oh, they give us commercials while we're live. I thought they...
Yes. Yeah, that's the reason why people get behind sometimes. Now I understand.
Oh, that is so rude. Breaks the moment for us. Rude. Anyways, no worries. Love you, YouTube. I just didn't know. Anyways, Joslo says she doesn't use the word personally. Sorry, Linda, but I do know it. Okay, that's fair.
I mean, like, I wouldn't be confused if I came across it. It is a little that she's confused that she came across the word. But I wouldn't be confused if I come across it. I would just be like, oh, somebody's breaking out the old English. Chaucer.
Maybe because I'm a writer. Maybe that's why. Like, I just think it's like it's just a normal... I don't know. I'll have to get back to you guys, but I was shocked that she didn't even know the word. I was shocked. Yeah, no. It's a regular word. You guys are not crazy. It's a regular word. If you don't know it, that's on you. Okay, moving on. Amber asks Kevon if he knows how to cook. He says he's not great, but he's willing to learn, which I love that answer, right? Because he's like, whatever it is, I'm willing to learn. And I think that that's the only way to live life, is that you don't know the answers to everything, right? You know, Amber just learning the word whilst. So if you're open to learning, then you will always stay forever young, and you will always be growing as a person. And I love that answer. And the thing that I saw in this moment is that Kevon really does like her, but I don't think he's the best in communicating. And I think he's like a go with the flow, introvert type of guy. And we already know that Amber's an extrovert and a direct talker and has, unlike Abby, unlike Sarah, I feel Amber has actually done the work and knows who she is as an individual and is settled in that. That being said, I see where, again, they're having a disconnect. So Amber tries to get a little bit deeper with Kevon. What life desires do you have? And, I remember that she asked maybe on their second date, no, because this is the third, yeah, first date, she asked him a deep question. So she's asking him again on their third date, what life desires do you have? And I could tell that was a hard question for him to answer. He's like, I just want to feel happy. It doesn't matter where I am. It doesn't have to be a materialistic thing. I just want to be happy. Is that how you would have answered that question?
Absolutely not. I am not a go with the flow, easygoing person. I have goals. I have a 5-month plan, a 5-year plan. Like I am constantly, I have a to-do list that's running in my mind at any given moment. I could never be so relaxed to just say, oh, I just want to be happy. But good for those people who feel that way. I just simply wouldn't be able to prosper with them.
And I think that that's where, again, there's a disconnect between the two, because I do think that Amber has that plan. She's done the work and she knows where she's trying to get to, right? So because of the answer, she feels a little disappointed and recommends a guided meditation that she wants to do with him. And he's open to it. And so they're taking deep breaths. You know what? It's so funny, you guys. Can I just tell you something about me? And I guess, I'm so petty. I'm petty with myself. I'm petty with my notes. I'm petty with my own self. So I guess I really was stuck on whilst, because I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have whilst in stars because I couldn't believe that it was not a word that people knew. But when I was talking about the guided meditation in my notes, just so that you guys can see, used in real life, deep breaths whilst holding hands. Oh my God. You know what? Dear future husband, I'm sorry. You know what? There's too much up here. That's why.
Don't be sorry. This is who you are.
100%. 100%. Petty in my own notes. In my
Meanwhile, the only thing that I wrote down, I can't show you my whole notepad because I have some work stuff on here, but the only thing I wrote down was the Titanic comparison was crazy. That's all I have right here.
I love it. Love it. So Amber's doing the guided meditation. They're holding hands. She tells him to empty his thoughts, focus on breath. And then because they had a few drinks, she's feeling a little too relaxed. So that guided meditation went out the window. She's like, let's go to bed. They go to bed. He takes off his shirt and lights go off. And we'll see what happens next episode. Harold and Amber. Oh, Harold.
Question before we move on to Harold and Amber. Did you think that this was a good night one?
Good in what respect?
In the respect that this is supposed to be a romantic activity that we're doing together. Night one, we go, we chat, we have something to eat, we go to bed. Is that sufficient?
I'm still single, and I think maybe it's because like the standards have just been different, but it was not sufficient for me. If you
Me
were
either.
taking me, if you were taking to a destination and it's the first night, then there should be some things in the first night. There should be some activities. At the very least, we should go down to the restaurant, diner, bar, restaurant, whatever. But I would expect my first night to drop off our bags, like shower, change, relax a little bit, maybe have, like they did, a glass of champagne, and then go and explore wherever city that I'm in because you brought me here for a reason. So we explore a little bit, maybe pop into a bar, figure out where we're going to have dinner. But I would have expected that you would have planned this out since this was your plan. So there should be some reservation somewhere. And we have dinner at that spot. And then whatever happens from the night, whether we go to a disco, whether we go to an after dinner bar, whether we go back to the hotel and go to the lobby, then we would come back to the room because the room is going to always be there, right? Like that's just your lay down spot. Then when you're in the room, then order some drinks, maybe some after dinner snacks, and let's stay up all night talking and getting to know each other. And then, like for me, I would then want to shower, get into comfy cozies, and then we go in the bed and we're like talking more. Like it just seemed bare minimum to me, but that's just me because I just have different
It's
standards.
not just you. We are agreed on this. Listen, you didn't even arrange the driver. We're using my driver. So the least that you could do is arrange for me to go on a tour. We're in this like castle looking thing. Why was it built? What's the history behind it? Let's go walk around and have someone show us the grounds. Let's go for a horseback ride. Let's go for a long walk. Is there a winery around there? It looked like there was. Can we go to the winery, get some history, do a little tour there? I just think that it's just lazy to just, we're going on a weekend and now you expect me to cuddle up and be in bed with you for what? You didn't pour anything into me. You didn't even answer my question well.
Yeah, like Jazzo said, are you expecting her to sleep with you? Like, she did though, right? Like,
You didn't even bother bringing some cute pajamas.
I'm just saying, I don't know. We're in an era where bare minimum is starting to be like a standard, and I'm not about it. Harold and Amber. Oh, Harold. Love him. I love Harold. So Harold's waiting for Amber for their next date. And it starts raining. And he's like, oh, I should have known you were here because it started raining. He thought he was being romantic, but Harold, like, she didn't want to hear that. She's like, oh, what you're saying? I brought. Yeah.
That wasn't the right one. She brought the sun.
Yes. Yes, Harold, yes.
But he tries. He tries so hard.
He really does. And so he has a surprise for Amber. He wants to show Amber, he has leadership qualities, that he has maturity, that he can be spontaneous and adventurous, because those are all things that she brought up with Dolly as concerns, right? Like she think that he is mature, right? Because he's rushing everything along, and it takes time. And even though she is pushing her own boundaries, right? She's not like a typical traditional Singaporean woman in all respects, but she still is. She just has her own pace and might be a little bit faster than what traditionally is known, but it's still not as warp speed as I think North America is. And so Dolly's trying to explain that to Harold to just slow down and enjoy. But he has his own plan. So he gets in the car with her, and this is where we saw the clip from last week where I was like, Harold, you better not. So he acts like they're going to the airport. And I was shocked. She was shocked. The driver was shocked. Abby, were you shocked?
I mean, only because we saw the preview before, but I was glad that it was not really that.
Yeah. So he's like, just kidding. He's planned something fun for them. They're going to go indoor skydiving.
Look at Harold planning.
I love it.
Kevon, Bruno, Bernardo. Look at Harold planning. You just got chumped by Harold.
Amber is excited about it. And she's just excited. She's like, you know what? This is really cool. I love that you planned this. And he's hoping that by planning this spontaneous thing where he put in adventure and fun, that she can see that he can be emotionally excited and therefore transfer that emotion and excitement to him. It's very linear thinking, and I get what he's saying, but
he's trying to Pavlov her.
Yeah. So they get there, they get suited and booted. I think it's super cool. I haven't been indoor skydiving. Have you?
I have not. I would do it. We have one here. We should do it when we go to New York. No, we have other things to do in New York.
Yeah, we're going to New York. That's happening, by the way. I want to do it. I've not been indoor skydiving, but I would love to. I think it's super cool. And so he goes first. He says he feels like a stuffed sausage with a windsuit. I died of laughter when he was spinning around. And I don't know, but because you guys don't have these, but it's an English thing. It's a Canadian thing. Stuffed sausage is a thing. It's like sausage wrapped in puff pastry. Oh, I so miss it. Joslo, I don't know if you're on break there as well, but stuffed sausage. If anyone wants to send me stuffed sausage, Olivia, let me know. And then Amber goes around. She had a good time. I agree with Joslo. I wish they could have done it together and held hands and like spun around. I thought that would have been good too. But Amber's super surprised. She thinks it's great to see him take the lead. And this is up her alley. She's always up for adventure. And she loves it and had a really, really great time. And one of the things that I thought was really great as well, you guys, is that they talked about what the future things would look like. And she's like, would love to try skydiving in real life. And then Harold took that hint and said, oh, we have great skydiving in real life in Texas. And she was like, oh, is that an incentive to get me there? And yeah, of course it is. A to B to C. Way to go, Harold.
Mm-hmm.
Abby?
Yeah, I think that's why Harold keeps things in mind that somebody says they like and puts himself on the calendar for the future. Once again, Harold chumping everybody.
Then Harold says in the car back, I'd love to see you again. And then Amber says, we'll see each other a lot. I was like, okay, Amber. Mm-hmm. I like that answer.
I like Amber being forward.
I do. And direct, because that's what Harold understands, right?
Yes.
So I love that that's how they're communicating. However, then Harold pushes the boundaries and says he wants to meet her friends and become part of her world. And she doesn't like that he pushes the boundaries too much. She wants him to respect her boundaries and her wishes and not continue to rush her so much. What were your thoughts on that?
I think because she's already said that once, that he should have held back from mentioning it again. Don't make someone have to express their feeling about something more than once.
That part. And Dolly already warned you. Enjoy the moment. You did a great job. She had a great time.
Let it end on a good note.
Yeah, let it end on a good note. Last and certainly not least, Sarah meeting with Dolly after her date with EJ. And one of the things that Dolly mentions that I think is important, that I also am going to talk about shortly after this, is she's flying solo without her mom. What's her mom's name? Mitzi?
Something like that. Mitzi.
Betty, Mitzi. Kitty. That's her mom's name.
Kitty.
She's flying solo without Kitty today. Dolly thinks that's great because it's the first time they're meeting without her mom being present, right? Which, Sarah's 36. So Dolly's like, you know what? I'm just the messenger, but EJ's first impression is, oh no, is she high maintenance? Right? And Dolly, just like with all of them, the matchmakers that they got matched with, in my opinion, were the perfect matchmakers for them. And they are doing things in a specific order and reason to show you who you are in the dating world in order for you to find the love that you're looking for. But Sarah thinks that EJ is great. And then it was funny to hear Sarah talk about how great the date was and how she loved the boxing, the sunset, and the wine when she was complaining the whole time, Abby.
She complained about being uncomfortable during the boxing. Yeah, so that was interesting. And she didn't tell Dolly she was uncomfortable.
No, because she said last episode how she got what Dolly was doing, how like get out of her comfort zone, get out of her like, oh, he doesn't meet this checkbox, this checkbox, this checkbox. So she got it. But I thought it was funny how she didn't mention like, oh, I see what you did. And thank you for getting me out of my comfort zone. Instead, she's like, oh no, it was great. We did this, all these things. We find out that EJ did also have great things to say about Sarah. But it was much more after he got to know her. So getting beyond her looks, he's like, you know what? She got real with him. She opened up with him, and that's what drew him into her, which I think is really important because, like I said with Amber, I think Amber has done the work, and I know that Sarah has told us that she's done the work and that she's gone to therapy and she's like comfortable with who she is, but I don't believe it, Abby. I mean, I'm standing 10 toes deep in it. I don't believe it. I think that that's why she won't leave without makeup on her face and a full-fledged, not like just even daytime glam, like glam, like she's going to a gala every single day. I don't think that you're showing who you really are. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so EJ liked that she got real with him, and she said that she felt comfortable with him, comfortable enough to open up. And so, they talked about their families and their histories, their moms and dads and all of that. And she likes that she feels that EJ is a genuine and real man. And then this is where she lost me. She's hopeful that she will leave the Singapore either in a relationship or with a husband. What were your thoughts when she said that?
When she said that, I was like, oh, she must be extending her stay. Because that's the only way that makes sense, right?
I mean, I didn't even understand why she even said that. You're leaving with a relationship or a husband? Are you staying for another 3 months?
But she must be. She got to be.
Hey, Becca. She's like,
Becca.
So Dolly's like, did you take any photos? And yeah, so she shows Dolly the photos. They were really super cute. Dolly's really happy that Sarah finally connected on a third date on a deeper level with a date rather than just like her checklist and they have to have money and they have to do this, they have to do this, they have to present a certain way. And so that was the breakthrough for Sarah. And then we find out that EJ really did enjoy his time with her after getting to know her and has been texting Dolly multiple times in order to set up a second date with Sarah. So I thought that was really sweet. Now, it was just the preview, but Sarah, if you did what I think that you did and you brought your mama on that second date, I am appalled and annoyed at the same time. Abby?
Perhaps EJ asked to meet her.
EJ did not ask. Stop playing with me.
Hey, listen.
Abby, EJ
I am allowing.
Bring your mama on the date with us. Second date. I can't wait to meet her. Stop it.
I'm gonna come pick you up from the hotel. Maybe I can meet your mom before we leave on our date.
Stop it, Abby.
Maybe that's what happened.
Okay, well, say that directly to camera again. Go ahead. What happened?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
EJ said, hey, I'm going to pick you up for our second date.
Yeah.
And maybe I could meet your mom before we leave to go on our date.
All right, world. right? Because
Okay.
I'm gonna clip this. What man do you know in 2025 that says, "Hey, on the second date, don't forget to bring your mama because I would love to meet her"?
Harold.
Okay. What man do you know that says, "Bring your mama on the second date"? Bring your mama. Anyways, you guys, that's the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys. We will be back. We'll be back next week because we gotta wait till Sunday. So we can I guess we could do something on Friday. Think about it, Abby. Maybe we could do something on Friday. But like, subscribe. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Ta-ta. TTFN.
She said, bring your mama on the second